That's how they do it in Canada then, eh? 8 dudes on one.
Don't tip me with a good time.
Oh, my. We are back.
What?
We are back. Season 9 finally dropped. It's only been 3 weeks, I think, since it came out, thereabouts.
Yeah.
We could say. Yeah. So, and it had been so long in between, but now we're back.
Are we?
Fuck yeah, we're back.
Hey, Dean.
Huh?
How are you now?
Oh, good, and you?
Not so bad. You forgot to.
I didn't forget. I just hadn't got there yet. But
you say
that's
that first.
No, well, things. It's a new year. It's 2021.
Thank fucking God.
Boy. So yeah, season 9 is now been dropped. We've watched them all, and now we're going to go through them. Now we're going to go through them one by one. Back at it, like just like we have been. So let's start off first things first. We still have the cosplay contest going on, which has never stopped. But if nobody's sending anything in, but that's okay.
Well, we also weren't on the air for a little bit there.
Yeah,
so.
we had been off for a few months. So
but all of you at home are hopefully still at home because there's still a pandemic, and most of the U.S. is like pretty bad right now. So hopefully you're staying home and staying safe. And since you are, go check out your closet and see what you have and put together a little closet cosplay and send us a picture. Like, it's that easy. We will send you free merch.
People are, they've made plenty of sourdough bread. And so I think we're okay.
And hopefully you're not part of the group trying to overthrow the country.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. You could you can find somewhere else to go as far as I'm concerned.
Fucking D-gens.
Right?
D-gens from all over the country.
The middle, mostly.
The middle, the south. There's some from the north even. But,
there's some around here.
Anyway,
they're all over the fucking place.
Yeah, so, so our band this week, No One's Fear, they've been a mutual of ours on the Twitter. We support them, they support us, and we got some new songs from them for this episode. So we started off with Gotta Gotta, which is an older one, but the outro is a new song from them that they just dropped like a week ago. So awesome. I'm excited to get that out there. And of course, we're always looking for new bands. Host at howareyouNowPod.com. Reach out to us. Let us know if you'd like to, have your music. If you're independent, you're not signed to a label or anything, send us an email. Host at howareyouNowPod.com. We also have a phone number that you can reach us for any of your questions, dad jokes, what have you. 304-50 Ferda.
I would like to say that thank you to everybody on the Facebook page that keeps posting dad jokes and memes for me. It absolutely makes my day every time one of them pops up and they're like, hey, TR, look at this. Oh, every time. Keep it up. It is a big part of my sanity in this lovely new world we're in right now.
Now, about a year ago, just a little over a year ago, we had this fella on for our season 6, episode 2, Bush Party season episode. And we'd like to introduce him again. Now that it's been a full year, your record is clean, and now you're able to come back on the show. Everybody welcome Mitch Cole. Mitch, how are you now?
Oh, good, and you?
Oh, not so bad. So tell us what's been going on with you for the last year.
That probably only seemed like it was both 2 months and 6 years at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I can't keep track of time anymore. But yeah, so I mean, I was working at a restaurant and then got laid off, and then 2 months later, I got a job in hockey. So that was unexpected and awesome.
At hockey. Just
the general. I like it.
It's like I work at business.
I work at school.
I work as an advisor for a management firm. So basically,
Nice.
I represent amateur players.
Excellent.
Very
and
cool.
help them get to college, NCAA hockey.
Very cool.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you located again? If you
A little outside of Boston.
Outside of Boston. Right on. So you don't have any. You don't have there's no the Patriots are out of it for as far as the. Well, hey,
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Well, it's I think this season with the football, kind of like the hockey, has been a little different. So
You could say that.
yeah, even my Cowboys, everybody in the NFC East just shit the bed. But
Most teams,
you got the NFL.
Yeah, most teams either lost a lot of players to being sick or choosing not to play because they were afraid of getting sick, which I've been home for a fucking year, so I absolutely understand this. And then you had injury after injury after injury on so many teams that, like, the fact that we're in playoff season right now, it's like, wait, who's playing? Wait, how did they get here? Wait, how are we here now?
Yeah, I mean, I think
the Browns.
Honestly, seriously, yeah. Well, I think I'm pretty sure that they've lost already.
The Bucks.
I haven't watched today's
yeah,
game.
the Bucks. Well, Tom Brady, wherever Tom Brady's going.
Tom Brady. Fuck Tom Brady.
Now that Tom Brady has left New England, the blinders have been lifted. We're kind of seeing him for the snake oil salesman that he is.
Such a shit.
But at least we get to give some props to Bill Belichick for not wanting to take the Medal of Freedom from that orange piece of shit.
Christ.
After the attempted coup.
Hey, and just so you know, folks out there, we do get political on this show. So
Because Letterkenny is
always.
political.
Yeah, Letterkenny is maybe not as political as we are, but it's definitely political.
Absolutely.
It's a little more subtle.
It is definitely more subtle, yeah. But but yeah, those who think that Letterkenny is not a political show has not been paying attention. Yeah, so. There's some tensions going on over here in the States, if you hadn't noticed.
Just a little bit.
But it's
Just a wee bit.
just a little bit.
With any luck, by the time this episode drops, we will have a new president.
Yes, we will.
and I'm saying hopefully because, dear fucking God, I'm just trying so hard not to worry about what's going to happen in the next few days.
Yes,
But
And try not to worry about the fact that there's Bitcoin payments that went to far right groups about a month before the Capitol thing incident.
Right?
yeah.
Right?
So yeah, when this drops,
concerning.
we will be about 14 hours into a new presidency. So
Fingers crossed. And with any luck, it
fucking
won't
God.
be going back to business as usual, but actually like trying to maybe. I know.
we're gonna be different. It's gonna be different. So let's just.
I am already happy that I don't have to accidentally stumble upon a Trump tweet or, something like that has made social media so much nicer in the last few days.
Yeah.
Just in general, everybody's just kind of like, okay, I'm still scared though. So.
Well,
I think my favorite part of Trump being off Twitter is the fact that misinformation spread has gone down.
So
True.
fast. Yes.
very true.
Well, and the fact that like pretty much every web hosting service has kicked Parler off of it. And, they're still going to find more stuff. There's always going to be something out there, but at least now.
4chan.
Right? At least now it can't get the eyes and the coordination that they had when a fucking million people showed up on the same day because Trump asked them to.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh well.
Told Alex Jones to lead the march.
Oh, Jesus fuck, Alex Jones.
I don't think they make enough tinfoil for that head.
Right?
Anyway. Let's get it.
On our other podcast, we talk about this a lot.
Yeah, we do. So yeah, that's one of the
I will
things.
say before we get going,
yeah.
I love your other podcast, Tiara.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So yeah, we do have another podcast that we've started since all of this has happened. The Boondocks, if anybody has ever watched the Boondocks.
But it's not just about the Boondocks. It's about how relevant a show from 15 years ago is
the seed.
Right now.
The Boondocks is the seed.
Yes.
For which we spring our
social justice,
our social flora. and it's
and the last 6 months, especially, I'm going to say this, for me, have been really kind of life-changing in that I'm now kind of regularly communicating with Black people in a way that I never have before.
Yeah.
Not just the podcast. Like I found an amazing therapist, and I've got the 2 women that I do the podcast with where that also feels like therapy. And one of the reasons why we didn't get these episodes out immediately when the show dropped was my father actually passed away less than a week before season 9 started. And so, like, if you listen to the Boondocks podcast, you can hear me kind of growing through all of the terrible stuff that happened this year. And, we had to take a break from both of them, even though we were about to start, because it kind of, that end of that 6-month period was traumatic and quick. And so it's a different podcast in that, we absolutely talk about all of the stuff in the show, and we try to find little Easter eggs and like figure out what the meaning was behind stuff.
Oh yeah.
But, we're also talking about Black people today, Black culture. And,
I mean, I think that's the entire purpose of that show, of the Boondocks, is to kind of shine a light. Because, I mean, I don't want to get too in the weeds on it. I mean, because you should go listen to it.
Yeah, go listen to
it. There's plenty of stuff in the show that is still analogous to what's going on today, as opposed to what was going on just, in 2005, 2006, when that first kind of kicked off, or even from the early 90s when the comic strip kicked off. So Aaron Magruder is the creator, definitely psychic. So I think we've talked about that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, but yeah, go watch it. The Boondocks podcast.
Listen to it. Don't watch it.
Yeah,
go watch the show.
Go watch the show. Listen to us, and then get yourself woke a bit. Yeah. I mean, I don't like. I know
it's a weird word. I don't like the word woke, really,
but,
especially now, because so many people who consider themselves woke are really, liberal with quotes around it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get too deep into that. I just want to say, you know where I'm going with this. It's a good for a self-awakening. How about that?
Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit. How are you now? Or okay. So real quick, season 8, where we left our people.
Dirks.
Was Katie had started a relationship with Dirks, and that didn't turn out quite as she had hoped. And Dirks got his ass kicked. So
we had a little mini return of Marie Fred, because we're pretty sure she's the one that passed on that Dirks was stepping out.
Yeah, she was the one that told Wayne. I think she had been trying to get a hold of Katie, and Katie,
both of them.
Yeah, so finally she ended up driving to see Wayne to tell him. So,
yep.
But anyway, that's where we left off, was with the beginning of what was about to be the fight, and now we step into
5 minutes later.
I think it's 30 minutes after after Dirks gets his ass kicked. We're going to be at a diner, but we start off this episode with the open of Katie, what I call Katie's rap, which is like Natalie's rap from Saturday Night Live, from Natalie Portman. I mean, because it's all black and white. But yeah, I mean, I didn't get any quotes from it. It's definitely something that one should just listen to and let it soak in. Because I mean, taking pieces of it doesn't do it justice. You just got to listen to the entire thing. I think it's just brilliant. But then, right after that, we kick into the diner where they're all sitting. It's 30 minutes after the fight. The Hicks and the Skids and the hockey players all sitting at this long table at this diner having breakfast, having a discussion about Kim Jong-un's nickname of being the Rocket Man, and then Rold said that was just not that would just empower him, and the only way to make him feel belittled is to make his name sound like you were having an orgasm. Say Kim Jong-un, and so they go on that for a while, and so everybody at the table Kim Jong-un, and then finally there's some clapping that goes on, and they turn, and there's this big roid head guy sitting there with his crew, and that was what the intro clip was about.
8 on 1.
The 8
Don't
on 1.
tempt me with a good time. Fucking love you, Gail. This one, the whole
Gaylor
thing.
pipes in. So he says, "Who's the one who did it?" Everybody's that'd be me.
I am kind of surprised that it was only the males that said that was me.
Yeah,
like you saw the women also kind of jumping into the fray.
Well, we saw them jump out of the truck.
Yeah, and run over. So I'm just curious if none of them tried to get a lick in.
Because if you notice, hang on, let's get into this.
Sorry.
So don't get me off traffic. I'm keeping track now. It's been a minute. I'm the captain now. Anyway, so look at me. They're all messing with the roid head. Oh, this is it. This is it's the final dagger. And just fucking with it. Give me a minute. So this whole thing going back and forth, and then making the roid head dude just get more and more frustrated. Finally, Jaker, Katie and Wayne's cousin, American cousin, who's in the military, shows up with his set of U.S. and Canadian military buddies and fight. So now you'll notice one of the things, and I talk about this in my thoughts, theories, and stuff, but you'll notice that the women are all just sitting at the table during the entire thing. So that's why I think, when they jumped out of the trucks, they probably just all went and stood by Katie and watched him get his ass kicked. But I suppose if any of the gals that were in the house had popped out, maybe then they would have jumped in on that. But yeah, generally, I mean, in this series, you don't see men fighting women.
True.
It's women on women, man on man. So that's generally how you see it in this. But anyway, so they have the fight. They kick the guys' asses, and then we end up at a bar. And now you assume right off the bat that they're at Modine's, but they're not. They're at another Buck and Doe. You could see on the wall,
which was why Jaker and them were there.
Right. So. So Stuart and Rold are sitting at a table with Jaker, Shawnee, and Johnny. All of them, except for Rold, has their shirts off. So Stuart, pipes in and
take your shirt off, Rold. I have been waiting so long to hear you say that.
So anyway, Rold unsnaps his bib overalls, takes his tank top off, and so they start asking him, what his type is, and so he says, "What's your guy's names?" Because I guess I get a little of you're all my type, basically. Stuart has to tell him that Rold is a gay. Shawnee then explains he has a gay brother named Donnie that he'd like to introduce him to. Then Johnny pipes in, says he has a lesbian sister named Lonnie who, when she came out, just started scissoring every other woman in sight. Rold this entire conversation about scissoring, Rold then has to jump in.
Did you know that scissoring isn't actually as popular with lesbians as people might think? Well, I don't think Lonnie knew that part.
I love the smell of scissoring in the morning.
Scissoring.
Like the smell of scissoring in the morning was just a little farther than I needed to go with that.
Oh, Jaker.
Oh, good.
But anyway, so yeah, they then we cut over to the ladies' table where we've got Katie, I wrote Kale, but it's Gail, Rosie, Bonnie McMurray, and Mrs. McMurray all sitting at the table, and Katie is eyeing all the shirtless dudes and just kind of salivating, and So then we get a little question about
what's the plan?
A bull and his son stand at the top of the hill looking over a pasture full of cows. The son goes to his dad, "Dad, let's run down there and fuck one of those cows." What does the bull say?
Who's the bull?
Katie's the bull.
Katie's a girl.
And?
The bull says, "No, son, let's walk down there and fuck them all."
Yup. You're going scorched earth, all right. Walk on down there and fuck them all. That's what I always say.
walk on down there and
Katie's
fuck them all.
going to
So,
war
yeah. So
Scorched earth.
So Mrs. McMurray, she's all over it. And anyway, so now we get over to where the bar is, and they're collecting their drinks. Squirrely Dan, Derry Wayne, McMurray, Blaker, Maddie, and Patty are all over there, standing there holding, or what they refer to T-Rexing their rum and cokes, but some of them are rye and cokes, and we find out that they ran out of rum or ran out of rye, and so they got different mixes. And McMurray is hoping that the Skids brought some cocaine with them. But they don't think they have. Anyway, Blaker and Maddie asked if they could pay some respectful comments about Rosie and Katie. They're immediately shut down.
Oh.
However, we get this little interaction here.
I feel like Mrs. McMurray's giving me the eyes.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
Nope.
You just mind if I dibs Bonnie? She's likely already dibs one of yous, bud.
I feel like Gail would make a man out of me. Can confirm.
Let's get hammered.
Your terms is acceptable.
I think, definitely Gail could definitely make a man out of you.
Anyone.
Even if you weren't, she. Yeah. if anybody's going to do it, it's Gail.
Yeah.
So anyway, we get back to the boys' table, and at this point, McMurray, Riley, and Jonesy have joined in. Riley and Jonesy get asked about the kind of things that they're into, and of course, they like sucking tits. Jaker then informs them that that's how the government is going to gather data on you.
No two oral cavities are the same. They're unique to an individual. Government wants to be able to ID your teeth to complete the trifecta.
The Triple Crown.
The Holy Trinity. Face, size, and teeth.
The government's had your fingerprints for years through iPhone Touch ID.
Fools.
So what you're saying is the government collects your dental ID by
Sucking a set of East-Westers?
Every country has male and female spies that go into enemy territory and sleep with targets.
You mean take them down?
Smash them?
Correct. The spies...
Should call them operatives.
Spies are operatives' work?
If I'm an operative, don't appreciate being called a spy.
Ain't no fucking James Bond.
Trash! The operatives fuck the targets and they extract information from before, during, and after sex! You knew that, right?
So Jaker has definitely got some skin in the game.
Well, but also, can we just, for a second, every spy movie everywhere has a spy that tries to seduce someone else in order to get the job. That's a trope.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And that half of them don't know it.
Yeah,
exactly.
The honeypot. Well, you got movies like Salt and Red Sparrow and
every James Bond movie ever.
Yeah. Well, this
shows like Archer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I love Archer, by the way.
Exactly. So then we cut back over to the ladies' table where they're trying to figure out who's going to dibs who, and Katie isn't going to dibs because basically she's just going to fuck everyone regardless, except, of course, her cousin Jaker, even though Gail doesn't quite understand why.
Fair enough.
Mrs. McMurray, she has her thoughts on dibsing.
All right, I'll dibs. I'm just kidding. Why don't I just head over there and piss on him and be done with it?
Her hubskin.
Her hubskin that she's just going to walk over there and piss on because,
I love how unashamed both of them are about their kinks.
Yeah. They are very...
I aspire.
So we come from...
Wait. I have a question. How did you guys take that comment from Mrs. McMurray? I took it as she wants to piss on to mark her territory like a dog would.
Yeah.
Could be that, yeah, but I think could like
I hadn't considered the other part of that.
A bit of both.
A little bit of both.
I mean, that's a dibs. When you're marking your territory, that's a dibs. So sure, why not?
I hadn't considered the other side of that argument.
Yeah. So anyway, she
Not my kink, but
we
cool.
cut back to the boy. Cut back to the boys' table. We find it's our first where Stuart does not care for the music. So Dan, Derry, Blaker, Maddie, and Patty all join the table. The tit-sucking tit-sucking spy discussion continues, and we get into...
Okay, so the target sucks the tit, and then what? What's all this then?
We're just getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Nitty-gritty? On what? How government operatives get their targets dental IDs to getting their tits sucked.
I'm listening.
So the target starts sucking the operative's tit, right? Now the government's inserted a tiny camera inside the areola, and that camera records a dental ID of the target while it's sucking the operative's tit.
What if the target isn't into foreplay?
Well, then the operative would have to encourage foreplay. She'd have to say something like, hey, you want to come over here and just suck on my tit for a little bit?
Well, how exactly do you think a tit gets sucked, though? Because when I'm sucking a tit, I have my mouth wide open, usually. But so, like, the camera wouldn't be able to see inside.
Well, how do you do it?
I don't, like, inhale it or anything, but it's like gentle, you know? It's like, you know? So how would the dental ID get taken if my mouth is closed?
So
that was really hard not to just start cracking up through.
So we now know Jonesy is a gentle lover.
He's a gentle tit sucker.
Because he's just...
That was what cracked me up, was because we were listening to it instead of watching it.
Yeah.
It was like ASMR.
Yeah.
I'm like, no!
So, yeah, so then they get into the details of how all this works out and how they're trained and, that how many teeth they have to identify before they can get out of spy school, and if they can get the wisdom teeth, you get fast tracked. Then at that point, Rold realizes something.
It's horrifyingly sexist that female spies have to endure getting cameras inserted into their areolas, and men don't.
Most don't.
What do you mean?
Most male spies get the camera up their dink hole. No. I might even have one up mine. I think I might too, Johnny.
You get to a certain rank in the U.S. military and you just kind of assume that they've shoved the camera up your dink hole. When you're sleeping or something, I don't know.
Canadian military do this too?
Fuck no.
Of course they do, Blaker.
Jaker, say one more time that one of my Canadian brothers touched my dick while I was sleeping. Go ahead and try to tell me that one more time.
Blaker just doesn't want to believe it, but anyway,
Where are they getting these conspiracy theories from? That's my question.
So at this point, Jaker's like, you know what? There's all us Hicks kids, hockey players, and military soldiers, and we've all got cameras up our dink holes. Let's go out there and take some pictures. So they all head off to the dance floor. At this part, we start You Are My Shooting Star?
You are my shining star.
Shining Star. That's what it is. I don't know why. Shooting Star, Rising Star. Yeah, Shining Star. There you go. So
close enough.
Yeah, close enough. But so Rosie and Wayne have this cute little moment when we get to see them slowly walk to the dance floor that focuses
holding
pinkies and showing their butts. It's so everybody's dancing, and then Stuart changes the music, which then starts a ruckus with some of the crowd, and they start coming after Stuart and Rold, which makes the Hicks, the Skids, the hockey players, and the soldiers jump in on the action, except for one, Johnny, who Katie holds back for her own purposes.
Yep.
Fade to black.
Hold on. What you really want to do right now?
So that's that's where the episode ends. Katie's got a little Johnny action she's planning, and we go from there. So let's jump on into thoughts, theories, and such.
Yeah.
So observations. So Ben and Jen is the, I think I said already, is the Buck and Doe party that they're at. Ben and Jen, which I think is hilarious because Ben Affleck and J-Lo Wouldn't that been?
He was married to two different
Jennifer.
Jens.
God,
he was married to two different Jens, or engaged to one and married to another.
That's right.
Something like that.
J-Lo and then Jennifer Garner.
Yes.
That's who it was. So yeah. Anyway, the Bull and Son story. I remember hearing first in the movie Colors. So I put that in. Colors, 1998 was told. The story was told by Robert Duvall's character to Sean Penn's character about the bull and the son running down or walking down and fucking them all.
Right.
And then all now
I want to talk about that. What you're about to say, I want to talk about
that. So the Romeo section,
yes,
which Roald talks about, was a Canadian TV show about spies who sleep with their targets. And then if you notice at the very end, Mrs. McMurray is dancing with both Patty and Mr. McMurray at the same time. So she's a Mrs. McMurray sandwich. So,
and we know that Mr. McMurray enjoys a little bit of cuckolding.
Yes.
So that could be something that's setting up.
That's his thing. Yeah, sure. Anyway, so yeah, the conspiracy theory stuff is all super relatable to all the QAnon crazy shit that's going on right now.
Right.
So that's yeah. So
God.
Okay. So first of all.
Yes.
First of all. So, I'm curious about how Jaker understands the anatomy of a woman's breast. Because I can see a camera small enough maybe to be inserted inside a urethra, but there are no holes in the nipple. There are milk ducts.
There's milk duds.
Milk ducts. But there's no actual hole that comes out of your nipple. It's not like a single hole.
Are you sure about this?
I'm pretty sure. I've had them for, quite a bit.
Have you had them since you've got the camera inserted?
But genuinely, how would you get a camera in there? One that would actually be able to see anything, I guess.
Well, that's kind of.
Tell me, I want to hear it.
Well, that's even Jonesy said. It's not like I opened my mouth.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I just can't understand the logistics of that at all. I can understand potentially in a urethra because that makes sense. The dick's going to go to the back of your throat, so you're definitely going to maybe possibly see some.
I'm going to get fast tracked with those wisdom teeth.
And that's beside the fact of being able to get the whole boob into your mouth.
Yes.
Which we had a total discussion about.
Yeah, it's
not easy to do, if not impossible.
No.
Not with those boobs anyway.
Not with No, these are 4 hands each. So.
I mean, let's see. Katie's boobs, maybe.
Yeah, I guess it's possible. Maybe Gail.
I'd let her x-ray my teeth.
I could be talked into it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's that entire conversation. I mean, anytime I hear those conversations that they do, because somebody sat and wrote all that out. I mean, because I use a program that goes and grab. I download all the sound for the episode, and I put it through this program called Otter AI that basically transcribes everything. Otter.ai is
that's exactly what Roald is, an otter.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
So Otter takes the file and then transcribes everything, and it by person speaking. And so I'm looking at all this and thinking somebody wrote all this stuff out. Because it's like boom, boom, boom. I mean, it's just even the part with the roid head, just all that going back and forth.
That was beautiful. That was like going back to the root of Letterkenny, in my opinion, having two groups basically chirp off to each other.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about the show.
Yeah.
And, this season we don't have the group of hockey players. We don't have, introducing these new characters gets that right off the bat too. Like, hey, look, it's Letterkenny again. You missed us.
Right. Yeah. Because if you think about how the very season 1, episode 1, where they're going in there and it's like they're just kind of making fun of them without really being mean necessarily.
Right. Now this one they got a little more mean.
But yeah. So
I like that the women jumping in too and talking about, I heard that steroids make your testicles. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that too.
Gonna lay down on the floor. Let's have a look at you. So yeah, that's all that stuff. I mean, which makes me think somebody over there has had a conversation or has heard a conversation similar to this, because how do you think about that? Where does the idea of getting cameras in your nipples or cameras in your dick hole come from? Somebody had to have said something like that.
The fact that we have 70 million people in the United States who voted for Trump the second time, and probably, like, as a good estimation, half of them fully 100% believe the QAnon shit. Absolutely believe that this is something that somebody heard once.
I'm sure.
I'm sure anybody sitting up in Canada right now has been watching this, and like the writers of this show were like, oh fuck, I couldn't write anything better than that. And just write shit down as they were paying attention to the news.
You think they're hanging,
because Pizzagate.
They must have been, you're thinking the writers were hanging out in 4chan.
I mean, we do know one of the writers, and I would not put it past him, so...
I'd also like to add that I get the feeling, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way, that we all have at least one family member that is into this shit and full on believes this shit, and most of us.
Some people have more than one family member.
I'm in that category as well. I'm in that category. It's that's a story for a different day. But I feel like most of us that don't believe that shit have at least heard that conversation, someone trying to tell it to us like it's a known fact, and how do you not know this?
Yeah, like putting microchips in the vaccine, and like, bitch, you walk around with an iPhone that has like
trackers with their fucking phones.
Right. And that's how they're catching everybody that happened to be stupid last week.
Even with that, I mean, they're finding these people who they didn't have a phone on them necessarily, but just because of
there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna get spotted. So
and not to mention the amount of them that were live streaming themselves inside the Capitol.
Oh my God, right?
Like that idiot Baked Alaska who's live streaming himself on YouTube and then flips to the FBI so he doesn't get charges and they can identify everyone on his stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who's surprised about that?
None of us. They're idiots.
The only thing that I think that I am surprised about, honestly, is the attempt to blame Antifa and Black Lives Matter as if anybody who actually knows anything about protesting in any way who is on the left wouldn't wear, one, a mask, two, nothing identifiable on your body. Certainly not a state flag with like an insignia on it that can be traced back to some group that only has 7 hats that were printed and you had one of them and you were there with your mom who, just like the amount of stupidity. And I have followed a lot of protesters over the last, 9 months, especially, living in Seattle and seeing all of the wrong information that was coming out on the news about what was happening here. Like, I started paying attention more to actual protesters who were live streaming what was happening and like following these independent journalists. And it's, I don't know, there's no such thing as truth anymore. There's a quarter of the people in the United States who so believe that, I don't even know how to say this without like even getting, like, because I will go off.
It's
like just like trying to bring logic to the argument and say, okay, let's talk about this thing that you think is true. Like, let's take the Pizzagate thing. This pizza place had no basement. Well, then they must have been doing something somewhere else. No, you said basement. Let's go back to what you said. You said basement. There's no basement. Now what? No, well, it must have been the building behind it. Or like the narrative will change with them because they don't want to know the truth. Wanting to know the truth, you would find it out real fucking quick.
Yeah.
It's weird that this is the group that believes the rich are actually just lizard people that want to fuck their kids, but at the same time they idolize a super rich dude in Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow he's not one of the lizard people that wants to fuck kids, even though, we have a good authority that one of those things is true, and it's not the lizard people thing.
I mean, he might be a lizard person. Do you see the way he stands? He stands like a centaur that doesn't have the back half of him.
And he has to paint himself a different color.
Just being a blob.
Yeah,
spineless blob.
Yeah, I don't know who's worse out of all of them. I mean, it's just like it's like a who can get to the bottom the fastest. That's that's what I feel about that entire group. Is like, I can, I said something seditious. Oh, hold my beer.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, that absolutely.
Or even better, I said something seditious. Oh, you caught me. Wait, well, listen. Okay, we need unity right now.
Oh,
okay.
Right. Yeah, fuck your unity.
Right.
Unity.
The crowd of fuck your feelings got really into their feelings really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ.
Yeah, so all of you who are listening from outside of the U.S., you're right about us. This fucking country is like burning to the ground right now. With any luck.
It's a sinking ship.
Yeah.
It's a sinking ship.
It's a shit show.
I genuinely hope that I am wrong, but I've been saying that there was a civil war brewing for years now, so I'm just waiting for it to happen. And I want to have a summer again. Like, I want to go camping up and down the West Coast, but I can't do that if like West Coast becomes soft targets for some, uprising that.
So we should postpone the Civil War to fall.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have been stuck in this house since February of last year.
Can we schedule this after the vaccines have been given out to everybody?
Thank you very much.
The vaccines have microchips crowded in for a real surprise, and they find out they're being tracked with the chips in their phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the brightest group there.
So yeah, to bring it back to Letterkenny, like that's exactly what I imagined especially when this season was being written. Like, we usually get 2 seasons back to back, pretty much, 2 7 episode arcs.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen this year because of the pandemic. So a lot of people were kind of complaining that this didn't feel like a whole season and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, but we went into lockdown across the world. Yeah. So maybe give them a chance to catch up with that.
Yeah.
But even with that, this episode had just right off the bat had so many things that were relatable to what was happening. Like, they were writing these things as it was happening.
Yeah.
And then the world fucking shut down and they were like, well, here you go. And it was perfect timing because
they had filmed all of this last year.
Yeah.
I mean, 2019.
Yes.
So they had finished.
And then 2020 happened.
Yeah. So, it's unfortunate that shit happened the way that it did, but we got a new season. Mm-hmm. Folks are looking forward to season 10.
And I'm sure I'm sure that it's already been like written and everything's been all figured out for probably the next 2 or 3 seasons because of the amount of time that everybody had.
Yeah.
So
maybe if we get Trevor back from Albania.
Right. Like, I can't wait to talk to him again because I genuinely want to know what the fuck. Why are we even in Albania? Okay. Anyway.
That was my question. What is Trevor Riss doing in Albania? Of all places, it's Albania.
Right? I mean.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Albania would have been in my top 20 of places to go visit. I mean,
no.
Maybe it's pretty. Maybe it's really beautiful out there.
It could be.
I don't know. Maybe.
That's kind
Next
of
time you guys talk to him, you're gonna have to find out.
Yeah.
You hear that, Trevor?
Send us
we know you listen.
Send us a picture as postcard. Oh boy!
Don't be shy about sliding into my DMs either, Trevor. Let me know how Albania is. And if you want to spill some Letterkenny secrets as well, I won't complain.
Man, I wish we could get Letterkenny secrets out of him.
No, I don't want to push him for any of that stuff.
No.
Of course.
Because I would like to seduce him with my awkwardness someday. So. You're just like, yeah.
So, do we have any more thoughts, theories, observations?
Okay.
Questions?
So,
anything?
In the initial fight, there were a couple of moments in the fight that just cracked me up, and I just wanted to mention them. Right after Wayne does the first hit, Derry comes running up, and the look on his face is like, I am so excited I get to kick your ass right now. Like, he's got the big eyes and a big smile, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And then Dan, when he was running with the chair over his head, same look on his face. He was like laughing, like,
running after the roid guy. Yeah.
And dragging the dude into the bathroom when they went to go pee. There was so much about that scene, just like little things. I love the way that they choreograph fights in Letterkenny.
Yeah.
I love the way they choreograph the skids fighting, because Stewart always has to do his little dance spins,
and
Michael Jackson
force
spin.
choke
The force choke, yeah. The force choke worked on someone that wasn't rolled. And Rolled was like, okay, that worked. All right, cool.
As a Star Wars fan, I really appreciated that.
Oh, yes. Okay. So after the fight, when they're all dancing at the Buck and Doe, so I was writing this as I was watching it. Stuart was thinking about tearing his shirt off. Rolled looks terrified, but into it. Why is Mrs. McMurray holding her boobs? Stuart's shirt does get ripped, and Rolled uses it to pull him out of the fracas. Because he's like pulling pieces of Stuart's shirt to pull him out of the like group of dancing shirtless boys, which I thought
how many of them went into Rolled's back pocket?
Right. And that was right before Stuart was like, take off your shirt. So I thought that was amazing. I wrote that down. The boob thing. I still come back to the boob thing. I can't. Like, I'm not going to whip it out right here and show, but I can't.
What, about the camera?
The camera.
Oh, okay.
It's,
Well, you sure? You sure? Are you sure?
I'm sure.
All right.
I'm sure. You're too happy about this.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about what?
Well, I mean, there may be a camera in there.
Considering over the last
got lots of storage.
10 and a half months of pandemic, I've worn a bra maybe like 5 times, and all that time it would have been recording the floor. So
maybe.
pretty sure it was impractical, just saying.
Well, I need some dental work.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'll have to tell my girlfriend later.
Yeah.
I need to see the dentist, but
let me just see if that actually gets my wisdom teeth.
It won't.
Well, yeah, that whole time when because McMurray's over there trying to go,
right, trying to open his mouth big enough. I'm sorry that I brought that up again, but I cannot stop thinking about it.
Well, yeah, and I mean,
I love the look on your face because you are stone cold sober, and you know I'm not.
I mean, a camera up your dink hole. I mean,
that might be
sound pleasant.
Somebody might be into that. There are things that do that.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, but are you going to change it out every time because you got to pee at some point?
Right. Is it like? I don't know. I don't know male anatomy enough to know this. Is your urethra
so many questions?
Like for a woman, there are 2 holes inside of us, but you only have 1, right? Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna get people going. How do women have 2 holes inside of them?
I question that all the time. My girlfriend reminds me, I'm like, wait, what? How?
Right?
What?
I bet there are women who didn't know that.
That wouldn't surprise me. They don't teach that in anatomy classes in school.
They absolutely don't, which is really dumb. But, all right.
Is that all you got?
You got anything else?
I got nothing. We pretty much unpacked everything other than the fact that I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of sites I think they could have been sitting on and camping on to find all that conspiracy theory shit.
Absolutely.
4chan, 8chan, 8kun,
Shit,
Power.
Facebook. At that point, it was still Facebook and Twitter and all of the big ones. It's only now that they're like, oh, well, what are we going to do? Now everything's shut down.
Yep.
Oh, well.
There you go.
Well, I mean, the attack was planned on all those far-right sites, not in the mainstream on like Twitter or anything. But then again, you'd see them posting for pictures before it with shirts that say January 6th, be there. And you're like, how could we have missed? How did we not know this was happening?
So you say that they didn't do it on the big ones, but they actually did. Like the FBI has said that they've found stuff like Facebook groups that are now deleted and like just...
Christ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's like anyone who quote unquote didn't see this coming wasn't paying attention because like, again, I've been saying for years.
He's been,
Civil War is coming, fall of Rome, watching it happen as we speak. Here we are.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we've postponed it a bit.
I would like that. That would be nice. I would like a few more years of niceness before this whole place becomes Mad Max. Although today is the day when Johnny Mnemonic took place in history.
All right, then.
When he put 64 gigabytes of information in his brain.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah, technology doesn't always translate so well, and after 20 plus years.
Not so much. Anyway,
so you know what I would like?
What would you like?
A little fuck fight. It's been a while since we've done a little fuck fight, Ferda.
When he printed out the notes, I started cracking up. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So fuck fight, Ferda fuck fight, Ferda for those of you playing at home is our version of fuck, marry, kill. We will fuck, of course, like fuck, marry, kill. We will fight, or we will Ferda, which is Ferda boys. Basically, we'll be your buddy.
Friends.
So
I'll be
friends.
your buddy.
We'll be your friends. So and as
I'll be
we
your pal.
as we
Not your buddy guy.
I'll be your buddy guy.
I'm not your guy friend.
Anyway, let's start off as we do with Wayne.
Oh, Wayne. See, this one's kind of easy for me because we all know Wayne is very monogamous and very, very sure about that. Mm-hmm. And he's got a sweetie, and he is happy with his sweetie. Yes. And they are fucking adorable. And I'm so glad that this is a relationship that hopefully is
and she puts his hands in his pockets.
Puts her hands in his pockets. And then they hold pinkies when they walk away. Oh, my God. It's so gross and cute at the same time. I love it.
So your answer is?
Ferda.
Fuck.
Ferda. I mean, I'd fuck his girlfriend, but...
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
I don't know.
Mitch, where are you on Wayne?
On Wayne, it is always a fight because I will stand by it that is the best way to gain Wayne's respect. You fight him like a man. You square up.
In the right way.
Totally fair and square. You win. He wins. Whatever happens, you've earned his respect.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Derry.
Ferda.
Derry just needs a friend.
I'm hoping that season 10 is the season that Derry and Bonnie finally get together.
Oh.
That's. I think the two of them would be just ridiculous and adorable together.
Well, maybe something like that will happen.
Maybe.
So,
maybe, but Bonnie McMurray seems like she's just always hung up on Wayne.
Well, I think the last couple seasons she's kind of when he's single, absolutely.
Yeah.
But when he's taken, she's like, nope, I'm not even going to look at him. Like what I was saying, Wayne is monogamous. That's who he is. She respects that and will not like thirst post all about him, like Glenn.
All right, Miss Katie.
Oh, yes. She's in the right mindset.
You'll allow her to scorch your earth?
Yeah.
I'll let her go on the warpath. I'll get right in the way of her warpath.
I'd actually agree.
All right.
Yeah, I would fuck her.
All right.
I'll get right in the way.
I don't usually say that.
No.
Yeah.
Don't take me down. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. No.
No.
I don't power struggle like that.
Right.
I like a different kind of power exchange.
Squirrely Dan.
Nope. I mean, there was nothing specific in this episode that would stand out to make anything one way or another. I'm almost always fuck him though, because he's just a big teddy bear that I feel like would protect me from everybody.
Okay.
So
kind of like Dean.
Just a little bit.
I'm always for it on Squirrely Dan.
All right.
Unless there is always one caveat. If he's farting inappropriately, then I'm going to fight
him. Rosie.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
I mean, if she would let me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well.
Of course. Yes,
yeah,
that's
she
right.
seems...
We're always assuming... We're not assuming, but, we're presuming that there would be consent involved in all of this.
Well, yeah, of course.
That's mutual, obviously. Always.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Riley and Jonesy.
Ferda.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Ferda. I always bounce between Fight and Ferda with Riley and Jonesy. It really just depends on how obnoxious they are in every episode.
Well, now we know that Jonesy is a gentle lover.
That is true. He would treat my breasts very gently.
Stuart.
Oh, Stuart.
Stuart so badly wants to fit in this episode.
Yeah, he does. And it's heartwarming a little bit. Like, he's like the puppy that's chasing after. It's like those, the Looney Tune cartoons where you had the big bulldog and then the little dog following after him. Mm-hmm. So Stuart would be that little dog and then Roald would be like another little dog following after that one. Because that's what it felt like. Like, Okay. But Stuart still isn't like the most respectful of Roald, which is always where I'm like, I want to smack him for it. So I'm going to say Ferda, but he needs to not be an asshole.
That kind of seems like just how their dynamic works.
I know.
So.
That doesn't mean I'm going to feel completely comfortable if I see or hear it, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Be like, dude, can you not do that around me because it makes me want to smack you? Right?
Mitch?
Yeah, I'm Ferda on Stuart as long as he doesn't try to, give me drugs or put drugs in my face. I'm all good on that.
Not even roids?
No. My girlfriend might not complain about the roids, but I would.
Roldy.
There are times when I wish that I was Roldy's type. This episode would be one of them. So I would say fuck. But I know that Roldy probably would not be totally into that because I am lacking certain things that Roldy likes.
He was looking for Lonnie's Instagram, so
because he said that his sister fucked women that looked like men sometimes, and he was like, "Oh, I'm interested in that."
So there could be, but you never know.
I'm not a dude that looks like a lady. I'm not a lady or a dude. I'm neither.
A lewd.
Yeah, I'm same with Roald as I was in Stuart. As long as they're not. Shoving anything, drugs in my face. I'm good. Ferda.
All right. McMurray.
I love that they still call him a piece of shit in this episode, but they're all like, you're still our friend now. Like, we're all
You can call me Rocket Man. We already call you piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. You're my Rocket Man, baby. You'll always be my Rocket
Man. Rocket all night.
I'm going to say Ferda.
Okay.
McMurray is a good guy to have around and in your corner. Like, he likes to fight, and if you need to fight somebody, he is a good person to have with you. So
True.
Yeah, I'm Ferda on McMurray.
Okay. Mrs. McMurray.
Oh boy.
She's going to have to give you pre-consent because she's always fucking drunk.
That's actually exactly where I was kind of like, can I have Mrs. McMurray before she gets into the G&Ts? Or like maybe halfway through, but not like end of the night. Like that's...
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Ferda, but sober her and me could get down to some stuff.
Okay.
I feel like Mrs. McMurray I feel like sleeping with her is like sex with a hive of wild African bees.
Yeah?
which kind of sounds interesting, and I'm kind of like curious as to what that would be like. So I'm gonna say fuck.
All right.
Well, and it takes me back to St. Perfect's Day. It was St. Perfect's Day, right? When Katie and Mrs. McMurray hooked up in the bathroom.
Yes.
And Katie wasn't completely impressed when she came out of the bathroom, but then again, Mrs. McMurray was already drunk, so that's yeah.
Mrs. McMurray was happy, but
yeah, she was fine.
Well, Katie in that episode, though, as she was, remembering how that happened, she was just kind of like, yeah, that happened. She seemed content with the events of the previous
night. There was kind of a
night.
little like eye rolling though. Do you remember that?
A little bit.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it was just sloppy.
They did switch shirts.
They did.
They did.
Anyway.
Bonnie McMurray.
Oh.
Now, see, she will always forever be too young for me. Just, it's always going to be in my head that way. It'd be the same with like a friend's younger brother or sister. And I mean, you're cute, but I can't get into it that way. And that's definitely the demi me. That's my brain going, no, you think of them differently.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Ferda.
That's fair. Whereas I'm 27 and she's in her early 20s, I believe.
She's 22.
So,
Perfect.
Yeah, she's 22. I'm all in. Fuck.
There you go. All right.
22 is almost half my age, so I'm not into that. I have a 30 limit. You have to be 30. There has to be some gray in there.
All right.
She can X-ray my teeth, and she can let me X-ray her teeth.
Yep. There you go. Take some photographs.
There we go. Exactly.
A nice Olin Mills moment.
Get the wisdom teeth in the shot.
Gail, she'll make a man out of you.
She will.
Boy.
She will. I'm gonna say Ferda. I think Gail would make a really great wingman. I don't know what the fuck you call it when it's not male. In this instance, yeah. Like when Katie's like, "I'm not gonna dibs," if I was Katie, I would have been like, "Gail, let's go hunting." Like that's what I imagine.
Okay.
Yeah. So sex with Mrs. McMurray is like sex with a hive of wild African bees.
Right?
Gail is probably like sex with 5 hives of wild African bees.
So
which
I think Mrs. McMurray would be
intriguing.
the African bees, and Gail would be what are the scary ones that show up on the board?
murder hornets.
The murder hornets. There you go.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The murder hornets are just a little bit scarier. Jesus. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to say Ferda because I'd be a little nervous as to what she'd be doing there. I don't know if I could handle her.
You got to do. I don't know how to do these ones differently because I can't tell them apart except for Jaker. I know who Jaker is.
So Jaker. All right, I can tell you. I can tell you. Yeah, Jaker is a cousin. So let's start with Jaker.
Ferda.
Jaker. Now Johnny is the white American. So when there's
the one that Katie hooked up with at the end. Okay,
yes, that's Johnny. Shawnee is the black American.
Okay.
He's the one that has the gay brother Donnie.
Okay. So Johnny, fuck, I guess.
Okay.
Shawnee.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know what? Just fuck all of them.
Fuck all of them.
Probably wouldn't have
all of them.
Except for Jaker.
Except for Jaker. And that's only because of the woohoo American from the other episode that he was in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're fucking Johnny, Shoddy, Blaker, Maddie, and Patty?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll refer to all of them.
That sounds like a party.
All right. Jaker, Johnny, Shawnee, Blaker, Maddie, Patty.
Yep.
Ferda for me. They seem like they'd be really good wingmen.
Yeah. What about the roid head guy? You ever fucked a balloon animal?
I can honestly say I have not. Thank fucking God, but no. Ew.
Ew.
David.
Ew, David.
Oh, God. A crazy aside, my sister was at one of her friend's brother's wedding, and at the hotel, they happened to run into the cast of Schitt's Creek.
Nice.
and they like just sat around, shot the shit, got a picture with all of them. I'm like, nice. I got sent the picture. I don't watch Schitt's Creek, so I see the picture. I'm like, who the fuck are all these people?
We didn't watch it until the apocalypse happens.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say, Dan Levy,
show.
oh, my type. Like funny as fuck, crude, ambiguous in sexuality and potentially gender because of the way that they dress.
Yeah.
Totally my type. Not the Dan part, the Daddy Dan Dean, the other type.
Okay.
So what she's saying is she wants you to wear some gender ambiguous clothes.
Oh, he knows that.
Well, I'm dressed like a lesbian right now.
You are dressed like a lesbian now. It's true. That's true.
I even got the haircut. I'm shaved on both sides.
So am I. Well, mine's growing out now. I need a haircut.
Yeah. So you got the bi. You got the bi cut. I've got the lesbian cut.
It is long enough to absolutely be kind of that undercut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There you go.
Usually it's
I know the one you're talking about.
More like a mohawk. Yours has grown into a mohawk, which I find really funny. It's all in one area.
Yeah.
There it is. The joys of getting older.
That's right. Shave my head. Shave my head. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to keep going.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
That's all I need. So
all right.
That's everybody. Final thoughts. Any other, anything?
I mean, I'm really excited to be doing this again.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was really looking forward to it in December before everything happened. So I'm just really happy that it didn't put me off too far before I could feel ready to do it again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I do love this show. I'm really glad that it's back. I hope that they get season 10 out real soon.
Yeah. And I know that...
Or 10 and 11 back to back.
And I'm hearing things that they're starting to get the Letterkenny Live replanned.
That would be awesome.
So we'll see how that turns out.
I would really like to, because we were supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it didn't happen.
I'm hoping I can get an upgrade on my tickets.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And if you follow Michelle Milet's Instagram, I've seen her post things on her story about how she was really disappointed they had to be pulled off the tour bus or pulled off tour for Letterkenny Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler Johnson and Evan Stern were basically doing an AMA together on Insta a while ago. Mm-hmm. And they were, talking about the abruptness of the change and, how much they missed being around with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I get that. I mean, I feel like I haven't seen a lot of my best friends in over a year at this point. Because, the beginning of the year, you've got, for me, it's my birthday is in the beginning of the year. So we usually do some kind of thing where we go away for the weekend. And that's usually the last time I see some friends for a couple of months. Mm-hmm. And so that was the last time I saw a few of my people. So
yeah,
I can understand that feeling of, and that's not even, in my job where now I'm staring at a computer screen instead of actually interacting with the kids. And so, yeah, anyway.
That's life.
That's fucked.
That's life in the pandemic.
2020.2. 2.0? No.
Well.
All right. Yes.
So
next week,
we'll be covering season 9, episode 2, Kids with Problems. We've got our buddy Al from the Produce Stand podcast.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
the other Letterkenny podcast.
The one of the other Letterkenny podcasts.
Well, the other one that's still going, right? Because the third one is not.
I don't know if they're still going or not.
Yeah, if you haven't checked that podcast out, you absolutely should.
I see them pop up every now and again on Twitter. So, but anyway, yeah, we're all family here, and we're big on sharing. Yeah, they're great guys, and they're out of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's been on it.
They asked me They asked me to join in their recap episodes. So yeah, I've been on all of their recaps so far.
Cool.
Yeah. They're really nice, yeah.
Yeah, you're always retweeting it whenever you're on. I'm like, oh, hey, Dean was on another Letterkenny podcast. Cool. Because I know the How Are You Now pod on Twitter is not Tiara, it is Dean.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even on the Boondocks, it's
Yes.
me.
It's Dean.
Yeah.
Like I can't bring myself to let my opinions potentially be associated as the whole thing. So he gets to do that, and I sometimes have to remind him to leave the politics away from certain podcast ones, but
Yeah, no.
like the Boondocks one, it makes sense. Don't interact with the How Are You Now?
I don't know.
I think my favorite thing was seeing Dean switch between accounts. Someone will just be fucking with the Boondocks account, and they'll block him on the Boondocks account of the How Are You Now. And I'll be like, Dean, are you talking to yourself here?
Talking to these damn fools who want to try to block me? Yeah, that ain't happening.
Dean is definitely getting a lot of pleasure out of trolling the trolls lately.
Mm-hmm.
Or standing up to the assholes, really, is what it is.
Yeah.
And then he'll tell me, and I'll be like, God, I'm already mad all the time. Why would I do that? So
angry.
Yeah, that helps you by processing your own anger. For me, it just makes me more tense. So no, thank you.
I'm gonna be like Jay and Silent Bob and get the list of addresses. Show up at people's houses. Beat the shit out of
Anyway, he's not confessing to doing anything on this podcast. What are you talking about? I don't know.
I'm talking about Jay and Silent Bob.
Make sure Alexa's unplugged right now.
I'm just talking about Jay and Silent Bob. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? That's right. Anywho, right. So yeah, so
okay. Well, we'll see you guys next week, and call me.
Never mind the breathing, the heavy weight.
Hey, thanks for joining us for a whole new season of How Are You Now and the Letterkenny and all that good stuff that you've been missing for so long now. Yeah, again, join us next week as we cover Kids with Problems with our buddy Al from the Produce Stand podcast. Thanks to our buddy Mitch Cole for joining us again. And it's been over a year, but it's great to have you back. Thanks to No One's Fear for the music, for our intro and outro music. Fantastic band. All of their links will be in our show notes, so please go check them out. You will enjoy them. Take care now.